Okay, so I think we're live now. I think I have a microphone. Double check. Okay, so today, welcome everyone. Today I just want to talk about the 444 portal just a little bit. I'm sure a lot of people are talking about this, but I wanted to approach it from a different viewpoint. And I wanted to talk a little bit about how you can expand on it and like what exactly it is and how it relates into what's going on currently, things like that. So, so this 444 portal is where energies are coming in and they're allowing you to make the most of it, meaning that it's higher vibration energy coming in, and it's allowing you to have higher thought processes. It's allowing you to choose how you want to expand and making it a lot easier for you to do so. So there's two ways you can look at it. You can actually take this idea of the 444 portal and say, okay, so I have these extra energies coming in right now, and these energies can help me in whichever way I choose. And so how am I going to choose to do that? How do I want to change? How do I want to expand? And that's what you focus on. It is going to refocus all the energy that you put into this 444 portal and magnify it like ridiculous back at you. So the best thing to do is to decide where you want to go, how you want to expand, and to put your best intentions into this idea of what the 444 portal is. And I think that's a pretty easy explanation for it. Now, portals are different than stargates, and maybe we'll have that conversation later. But today I just want to focus on the portal. And so this is a big wave of energy coming through. And the whole idea is the rebirth through your expansion. And if you take a look at it from the viewpoint of what is actually happening right now in the world, it's really, really apparent that you take this very seriously. I mean, those of you that are watching this are probably well aware of what's actually going on, but that you put, your love into it, and you put your ideas of wanting to be better, wanting to do better, wanting to reach higher goals into this energy. And so it's really a time to go within yourself, to reach for your own change and expansion. And I wrote notes so I stay on topic, because if I don't, I will go all over the board. But with that, when we look at what our current system or our current society is doing, it's not working, right? Right now, it's not working. And so we have this big epidemic coming in and really changing things. And so we can go two ways with this change. We can either find the good in this change and live without fear, do our best to live without fear, because I know for some people it's very hard to do so. We can show kindness. We can expand our mind. There's so many, like I've talked about this before, there's so many wonderful free programs now happening online to take advantage of, even just stepping outside on your porch and breathing in the air, like remember what it's like to be outside, and to really think about, how do you want to expand? What do you want to do? Do you want to become a person that other people look up to? And when they see you walking down the street, or when they see you in the grocery store, that you just shine and they're like, wow, like what is with this person? This person, I'm oddly drawn to this person. It's amazing. Like, I'm not really sure why, but there's just something about this person. Those are the energies that you need to put forward now into this open portal. And they'll come back to you. And we're going to go over some ways in which you guys can do that in a little bit. But first, I just kind of want to loop this into the whole epidemic that's going on. And so with this old normal that we had before the epidemic, obviously wasn't working on many levels worldwide. Obviously, each country has their own issues they're dealing with. But we have a time to change right now. If you guys are familiar with the dolphins and the swans coming back to, I think it was to Italy, the rivers clearing up. I mean, this is a time for huge change, and we can either do it and we can expand from it. Hey, Bree, I'm so glad you popped in. Or we can not learn anything from this, from being with family, from having time to ourselves for once, and to just think, who are we? Do we even know who ourselves are? I mean, I can confidently say I do, but I think that's a really good question for you guys, each and every one of you. Are you just on autopilot? Or are you really living from your heart and your soul, and you really have an understanding of who you are at the core soul level, at the either the micro or the macro idea of what it means to be energy and means to be a soul? And once you guys understand that, the way that you live here on Earth, it changes because your viewpoints change. You see things from a different perspective. And so it would be absolutely horrible if we didn't, as a society, as an individual, take this time to change. Because that's what this portal is all about. That's what part of this epidemic is all about. We need to change. And instead of shooting for change on a mass level, which obviously needs to happen, the best thing you can do at this moment is to think of one thing, just one thing you want to change about yourself for the better, and work on it. And that one change will lead to so many wonderful changes in your life. And what a better time now than to work with this energy coming in through this portal, because the portal is pretty much giving it to you. It's giving you a boost. If you think high vibrational thoughts, if you reach out and do something nice for someone else, that portal is going to throw it back to you 10 times. So you might as well use it. You might as well use it. That's what it's there for. And if we don't learn this lesson with this pandemic, it's going to be so sad. I mean, then we've failed the lesson. And not only do we have this chance with the seclusion and with the quarantine, and to get back to the basics, to find out what we really love, to find out what makes us human. But now we have this portal coming in that is going to amp up anything that you think, anything that you do. So let's make it a good one. I mean, that's as simple as I can put it. And so I really want to give you some, historical, a little bit of historical information, but it's not going to be boring, I promise. If you guys have questions, feel free to type them in. But this is not the first time this planet has gone through epidemics or pandemics, or this is not the first time. So I want to draw your attention to looking at some of the other ones throughout history and seeing what happened, how it drew people together, what changed. And so for those of you living in fear or having a hard time with feeling so many emotions and not quite knowing what's going to happen with the future, and wanting to put good energies out into this portal, but just feeling like it's just, everything's just so taxing right now. You've been through so much, and I get it. I totally get it. But let's take this example. So the Black Death. So for those of you who don't know what the Black Death is, it was the bubonic plague, and it took place in the 14th century, which is 1300s. And it took place in Italy, and it totally, completely devastated the Italian society. But in that, it led to greater socioeconomic changes, different cultural changes, different religious changes, and, which you guys I'm sure are familiar with, the Renaissance happened. You could argue successfully that the Renaissance happened because of the bubonic plague. And that's just one example. And I want to read to you guys another example that actually my twin sent me yesterday, after we haven't talked for a while. So it was pretty cool. But this example is from another plague, or another, I guess we don't call them plagues back then, we call it epidemic, in the 1919 pandemic with the Spanish flu. And so he said, timeless, history repeats itself. He said he came across this poem written in 1869 and then reprinted during 1919 pandemic, which was the Spanish flu. It was written in 1869 by Catherine O'Mara. And she wrote, and this is like exactly what's happening today. So just check this out. This is just history repeating itself. Everything is going to be fine on the other side once we get through this. She wrote, and people stayed at home and read books and listened, and they rested and they did exercises and they made art and played and learned new ways of being. And this is really important. The 4-4 portal, learned new ways of being. Very, very important. And stopped and listened, also very important. And stopped and listened more deeply. Some of them meditated, someone prayed. Someone met their shadow, and people began to think differently, and people healed. And in the absence of people who lived in ignorant ways, dangerous, meaningless, and heartless, the earth also began to heal. And when the danger ended and the people found themselves, they grieved for the dead and made new choices, and dreamed of new visions, and created new ways of living, and completely healed the earth just as they were healed. So how crazy is that, that you could think of a poem written around the time of the Civil War is just as relevant then as it was in the Spanish flu in 1919 as it is today in this pandemic. So what I'm trying to show you guys through this whole thing is that history repeats itself. And those that see this, those that understand what this time is for, will come out the other end better than before. Those that trust, those that go inside themselves, those that think of new ways of being, those that think of new ways of living, those that really understand themselves, those that have a new look for the earth and what happens when everything shuts down and the people stay in their homes, and to see what nature comes back. That's what needs to happen. And so I wanted to share with you guys an automatic writing that came in. And this I channeled on the 24th, but I never shared it, and I think it's time to share it. So I think it goes along with all of this, and it was probably just ahead of the 4-4 portal, because normally I get all my information ahead of time, which is actually supposed to go out to you guys ahead of time. But then by the time I actually get to it, it's either like right on target or even a little behind. But I think it's still valid. So this is the channeling that I got on the 24th of March. It says, these times when many are wondering what will the future hold, when many are realizing they lacked time for self and time for family, when many start to realize how long they have been on autopilot and that they have forgotten what real connection and real connectedness feels like, they will stop and be still. The key to this is breathing and connecting to your individual body and natural surroundings in such a way that you allow yourself to see and feel once again, so that you can connect once again to all life. For too long, people on your planet have forgotten what it means to be human and the joys that come with it. We hope that this isolation helps the human spirit to remember and to be thankful for the simple things in life, which previously seemed for many to have been forgotten. Those who understand these times of change should be living examples. Continue to speak love and pray for the planet and its people. This is the beginning of change. Show them how to connect back into their heart centers and to connect and listen to their bodies. Help to return joy and wonderment so that the sparkles in their eyes return. This is the time to ask yourself, how well do you actually know yourself, your family, and your community? This is the time to ask yourself if you truly care about the planet. Shine bright and be the teachers by setting an example with patience and love. This came through the Arcturian Palladian Council on 3/24/20. So I think it's very, very valid for the portal, for today, for everything that is going on with the world. And I really hope that this message finds you guys well and finds you guys thinking about how this is going to change you, what energies you want to put into the portal. And I have some ways of giving you guys affirmations. So I think people are like, well, how do I get into my heart center? I don't know how to breathe. I'm not, meditating is not really my thing. So I want to give you guys a little bit of breath exercises. And then I want to give you guys some affirmations. And even if you would just pick one of these affirmations and say them 3 times before bed, it's amazing how it's going to help you. So the first thing I want to, the first trick that I want to go over with you is how everybody says, I hear this a lot. I hear, well, I have all these negative thoughts like rambling around in my head. I'll think of something that I'm really proud of myself for doing. And then all of a sudden I'll hear this voice in my head saying like, you know, you don't deserve it, or you blah, blah, blah. So when you guys hear those voices, what you need to do is you need to actively either say it in your mind or say it out loud. You are not my thought pattern. I don't accept you. You must leave and never bother me ever again. And then call on Archangel Michael to take that thought pattern away, and it won't come back. And you'll have to do this many, many times. And eventually you'll clear out your headspace. It's really amazing. I've done this, and my husband's done this. A few of my friends have done this. It works. You just have to keep at it. So that's one simple way that you can change your thought process. Another simple way is by breathing. And so I'm not a big, like, I like to meditate, but I do it at night before bed when I'm laying down. I don't think I could really do it during the day, but meditation isn't always what people think it is. You don't always have to close your eyes and, you know, do these breath exercises, but you can. And so when you have time to yourself, the best type of breath exercises that you can start with is breathing with your belly. So normally when we breathe, we kind of breathe from up here, and we're not really taking full breaths. Taking full breaths not only help you calm down, but it helps move the air all the way through, and it helps connect all of your chakras and all of your pieces together. So when you breathe, you want to take a deep breath, or you could even do it in the nose first. So very, very simple. Just make sure that you're getting the biggest breath you can. So through the nose, fill the belly, and then breathe it out your mouth. Very, very simple. And so I wanted to just give you guys some affirmations that you guys could do during this portal to enrich your lives. So, so if you don't do any affirmations yet, you really should, because it's a really simple way to start rewiring your brain. And most of the problem that I see with people is that their brain is so wired into current society that they find it hard to break that. But if you just speak some affirmations, do a little bit of that deep breathing, and keep track of your thoughts, things will change really quickly, especially with this portal coming in. So I have some affirmations here, and I want to go over them with you. So I'm just going to say them twice. So if you're listening, you can say them with me. Okay. So the first one is, I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. I am at peace with my past. I am at peace with my past. Compassion is my natural way of being. Compassion is my natural way of being. I inspire those around me. I inspire those around me. I feel wonderful and alive. I feel wonderful and alive. I attract people who help me meet my goals. I attract people who help me meet my goals. I am connected to the universe. I am connected to the universe. All is well and good in my life. All is well and good in my life. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. I appreciate and acknowledge all of me. I appreciate and acknowledge all of me. And that's really important because a lot of times people want to throw away the darker side of them instead of accepting it and understanding where that comes from and realizing that it has to balance itself out. And so by saying this is going to help bring those pieces together for you. I accept and acknowledge all of me. I allow my true self to flourish. This is really important during the portal. I allow my true self to flourish. I inhale confidence. So I inhale confidence. I exhale fear. I inhale confidence. I exhale fear. I awake with new energy and optimism. I awake with new energy and optimism. I appreciate everything I have. This is also really, really important. Sometimes I will lay down at night before I'm trying to fall asleep, and I will just go through everything that I appreciate for the day. Sometimes in the winter, I'm like, I appreciate having warm clothes. I appreciate having a snow shovel. Today was a beautiful day. I appreciate being able to take a walk. I appreciate the sunny day, things like that. And that will do wonders for you. Let's see. I am successful in everything I do. I am successful in everything I do. Prosperity flows through me at all times. Prosperity flows through me at all times. I am safe, divinely guided, and protected. This one's really important too. I am safe, divinely guided, and protected. I speak with strong confidence. I speak with strong confidence. I find freedom in my vulnerability. I find freedom in my vulnerability. This is really important, this one. There is power within me. There is power within me. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am beautiful inside and out. And a lot of you have to say this one. This one's really important too. I am beautiful inside and out. I am humble and proud. I am humble and proud. I resonate with that one a lot. I have integrity and my friends trust me. I have integrity and my friends trust me. I am a powerful creator. I am a powerful creator. And notice how I'm saying these. I'm not saying them like, I am a powerful creator. That's not how I say them. I'm putting my body language, I'm putting my soul, I'm putting my thoughts, I'm putting myself into this. I am a powerful creator. I'm totally owning it. So you guys have to own this stuff. That's part of it. You can say it all you want, but if you don't feel it and if you don't own it, it's not going to do much good, right? So you have to own it. The universe always provides for me. This is really important in this time. The universe always provides for me. I feel that so strongly. If you guys are familiar with any of my previous videos, I talk about my life. I've had a pretty crazy life, and the universe has always provided for me, always. Granted, some of that is trusting yourself, feeling it in your heart and going with the flow, even when you are uncertain, but the universe has always provided, always. I let go and allow the universe to do its thing. Here we go. I let go and I allow the universe to do its thing. I am courageous and I speak my truth. I am courageous and I speak my truth. And the last one is, I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are humble and proud. And you are a powerful creator. You make your own goals and you follow through. You know that peace begins with you. I know that peace begins with me. I am love and light. You are love and light. You are powerful. You are beautiful. You are amazing. There is nobody in this entire world like you. And that is why you are here. And that is why you are unique. And that is why you're supposed to tap into all of that uniqueness, all of that individuality, all of that trust, all of that power that you are. And now is the time to bring it with this portal. So I want to reiterate to you guys that this is the time to put forth the change that you want to be, even if it's small steps. It doesn't have to be big steps. Everything everything starts with small steps. That nobody is going to ever tell you that they went, well, unless they win the lottery, I suppose, but that they had an idea and that all of a sudden they had this idea and the next day everything worked and it was amazing and it helped so many people. That's not how it works. There's baby steps. There's baby steps to all of this. So just start out slow. If you can say affirmations, that's amazing. That's one step closer to really embracing that power that you are and the reason that you're here. And that's one step closer to learning more about you. Because once you embrace that, then you're more likely to trust yourself and you're more likely to trust what is coming in for you. And so when you have these crazy thoughts and these crazy ideas and these crazy feelings of being connected to something, or thinking you saw something in a cloud, or seeing the same animal fly by your window like 3 times, or, you know, things like that. And they're like, wow, like the universe is completely connected to me. I'm connected to the universe. We're doing this dance together. And it's really, really awesome. And by doing that, that is using the full potential of this 444 portal. So do you guys have any questions, or do you have anything you want to add of other affirmations that you think would be good? These are just a few that I came up with. But also I want to remind you guys to do your breathing. Your breathing will help. So let's go over the breathing one more time. You breathe in all the goodness, all the healing energy through your nose, and you breathe out all the fear. Hey, Ray. You breathe out all the fear, all the ickies, all the negatives. So with your mouth. So breathe in through your nose, out with your mouth. So here we go. And really take that big breath in. And some of the other things that you can do are simple stretches. So if you haven't started yoga yet, I know for some people it's kind of daunting, but yoga is really good. Or this is what, before I started yoga, this is what I do when I'm in the shower all the time. And it's simple stretches. So I push my shoulder blades back. Okay. I get really, really tall. I bend my back, so I'm standing really, really straight. And if you've ever seen the statues, the Egyptian statues where they have one foot in front of the other, and then I go like this, I make muscles. And I'll move it so you can see, like, see, okay, I go like this, and then I go up. And so I'm tensing everything up and I'm stretching everything. And you can move down, you can do stretches in the shower, just simple stretches in the morning. Anything you can do to stretch your body out will help get the energy flowing. Hey, Georgie, what are you doing? You gonna take a nap? I think he's gonna take a nap on my luggage. Yep. So I just want to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about today. Is there anything else that you guys have questions about? Please put them in the chat so we can chat about them, because I'm completely open to chat tonight for a little bit if you guys are willing to. And I want to remind you guys about the video we just made previously that talks about where all these crazy predictions are coming from. And if they don't ring true to you, just throw them by the wayside, because people are getting stuff from all over. And some of it's ego, some of it's on different timelines, some of it's in different dimensions, but that doesn't mean this is all happening, and it doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just not the way it works. I mean, we're just too unstable right now as far as jumping timelines. So put you guys self at ease. If you don't feel drawn to it, just leave it by the wayside. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card, and hopefully some of you guys either have questions or have something you want to add. And if not, then we'll just finish up. So, all right. So this is the Mayan Oracle deck. I love this deck. I use a lot. Let's see what card they have. So Ray, I think it's Ray. Is it Ray or Ree? I'm not really sure. So I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. She says, yeah, I saw the talk on them Egyptian poses. They are apparently very good energy conductive poses and good for us. Yes. Yes, they are. And I know exactly what you're talking about. So I was doing it before I knew it was a thing. And I think it was just a part of me. Like, I think it was just a part of my soul. And so it's really good if you could do any of those poses. Good. All right, so what does everybody need to know dealing with the 4-4 portal? Okay, so this is the one that came, it's CIB. And let's see what it says. $100. Okay, so it's CIB, but the pronunciation is Keb, like K-E-E-B. It's these are Mayan cards. So the common Mayan usage is the owl. The qualities are grace, trust, inner voice of knowing, intuition, following your inner guidance. This is all stuff we've been talking about the last few days. Galactic conduit, reception, mystic transmission, divine communication, and that comes with the trust. So you get that communication when you start trusting and when you start reaching into those higher energies where, so for those of you who like wonder why some people can connect and some people can't, you have to match the energy of the being or the person that you're connecting to. So a lot of these fourth dimensional beings or higher, they can't connect with you unless you meet them, unless you meet them on their level. I was having a conversation with Michael one night, and I got up, I had to go to the bathroom, and I came back and I was like, why can't I hear you? You're so far away. And he goes, you have to match my vibration. You have to get back up there so we can continue our talk. And so that was the first time I really realized that in order to communicate, I have to be at a certain vibration, and it's not them matching my vibration, it's me matching their vibration. Divine communication, cosmic consciousness, golden pillar, which is what you all are. You all are a golden pillar of light, so you should own it and be it. And interdimensional guides. So the number is 16, which is 7, if you add those together. The colors are indigo, blue, and gold. The herbs are vervain and eyebright. Flowers are calla lily. The flower essences is called rose wibana, which is earth and angelic attunement. The scents are lily of the valley and honeysuckle. Stones are colvite, blue, goldstone, double terminated quartz. The element is fire. The direction is south. The shadow wisdom is, if you're lacking in trust and inner knowing, your ability to feel and act on the guidance from spirit. So they're wanting you to turn that around so you do feel and you do trust, and then you can act. The shadow transformation, here we go. This is what you're supposed to do. Go within yourself and establish your divine connection. Become a direct conduit for spirit. Trust your mystical intelligence. Attune yourself to the clear signals from your inner guidance. The harmonic wisdom is grace. The madra, oh, here, this is another one. This is really good. So we were talking about, like the simple, I'll raise my hands up really high and I'll make sure my fingers are like this. And we were talking about the simple things you can do with your backs and bending and stretching. And here they want you to reach out into a V. I guess it would be more like a V, like this, above your head, as if to receive galactic communication. Okay, so I would probably do it like straight up like this, and then I would probably bend like this. That would probably be my V. And so in a large V above your head, as if to receive galactic communication, then fingertips come together to touch the third eye, and then lower to the sides of the palm, forming a V. So I would say it's probably something like this. Palms forward. Maybe it's like this. I think maybe it's like this. So the meditation is, I am a transcendent splendor of the night blossomed lotus atop the golden luminous staff. Wow, that would be a lot to say. I am a transcendent splendor of the night blossomed lotus atop your golden luminous staff. And your affirmation is, I take up the staff of my power. And here's the staff. And you're supposed to take up the staff of your power, because each and every one of you have a unique staff of power that is yours to pick up. All you have to do is reach for it and pick it up. And part of it is just trusting that it's there and knowing that it's there. Okay, so the Voyager, hear the inner voice of your solar identity, the owl, the messenger of the great central sun, soaring softly through the conduit of the mystical transformation, silently sound the golden nimbus of reunion. So this is an acknowledgement that you are already a dedicated journeyer on the path that unites the heart and mind in devotion to the divine. Have you reached a point in your life where you want to know the answer to a profound question or yearning? Ask yourself simply, what is the truest desire of my heart in this moment? That's like what this whole thing is about the I keep calling it the isolation, the quarantine. This is what you guys are supposed to be doing. So ask, what is the truest desire of my heart in this moment? I am the song seeking the root of truth. Then in stillness, another big moment in this moment, in this now, then in stillness, claim your natural ability to communicate with cosmic consciousness. Open your natural inner voice of knowing, your intuition, to receive the inner guidance you seek. Instincts guides animals with the same natural ease that intuition guides human beings. Simply become silent and listen to it. I think that's so great, because that is exactly what my auto writing was talking about. So Keeb is the mystical ferryman on the return path to the stars. He offers you the gift of his staff as a connection point between Earth plane and the divine. The staff represents a conduit for communication with all that is. Open yourself to receive this great gift. Such transmissions are being offered to you through the process of grace, requiring no effort on your part. Simply focus on the staff as a metaphor of your inner truth. Plant it within yourself and let it grow and bloom like a flowering tree. Keb also asks you to look at the issues of trust. Do you trust in your ability to feel and allow clear guidance from spirit? Trust is your access code to divine guidance. Do you trust in others to find your own perfect path, or do you trust in your own gifts and abilities? Through trust, you are offered the gift of your mystical connections to the cosmic consciousness, so claim it as your birthright. And this is exactly what I was talking about the other day. This time right now is for you to trust yourself, for you to decide what you believe, what you feel. So in all of these groups that people are posting this crazy, crazy stuff about what's happening with the internet and what's blacking out and who's being saved and stuff like that. You guys need to use your inner knowing and your inner guidance to navigate this path, because some of the people, some of the teachers in the highest, held in the highest regards in the lightworker community are possibly not giving the correct information on certain things. And it's not that they're doing it on purpose, they're actually receiving it, but it's just coming from different timelines, different dimensions, and it may not actually happen. And so it's the time now where you have to trust, not just blindly believe because other people are telling you to, or saying this is actually what's happening. Use your inner voice, use your inner guidance to navigate that path. Let's see here. So if you're having problem with this, this is the shadow wisdom. If you're having problem with this, you may doubt your connection to your essence self or your inner voice. Are you listening for that roar of the lion and not perceiving the precious subtle whisperings from within? If you feel unsure of your communication to guidance, focus on the ferryman's staff. This is the ferryman's staff, by the way. Heal and release your fear and self-doubt that creates static on the station. Trust that you can receive clear inner guidance. You know when something rings true for you. Use this knowledge and knowing in your situation at hand. In Keb's shadow, you may feel separated from guidance or galactic intelligence. Remember that the gateway to galactic truth is not out there, but it's within you. In reunion with cosmic consciousness, trust your mystical intelligence. Claim your birthright of the moment-by-moment guidance. Trust your inner voice of knowing that hears, feels, and senses these promptings from the divine signals. Trust your feelings. All feelings are direct access point to the divine. Open yourself up as a direct conduit for the reception of cosmic transmissions. Practice meditation to strengthen your connection with spirit. Tune in when you have strong feelings, and the touch of spirit will lead you back to trusting your own cosmic knowing. And so I thought some of this was really interesting because, let's see here, where was it? Moment by moment, prompting divine signals. Trust your feelings. All feelings are direct. Okay, so like when I have a feeling that something needs to be written down with automatic writing, it's not always like blaring. It's not always like, it's time, go get your pen and write it down. A lot of times I get this like butterfly feeling that kind of wells up, and I don't know if I can explain it, but I just have this sense that there's probably a message for me. And so it's not like in my face, like I have to actually trust that it's there in order to get it. And then I have to go pick up the pen and the paper, and I have to sit and I have to clear my mind. And so there's channels. Okay. So channeling or receiving guidance where it's not like really foggy and you're on the right station. there is channeling sections in the mind. So it's broken up into four sections. And normally most people are using the first two sections. And it's really easy this is like one of the last things I learned. So this is why I'm sharing it. So it's really easy for them to get clogged with 3D stuff. And when they're clogged with 3D stuff, then you feel like you're disconnected. Like sometimes I even feel like I'm disconnected, even though it's a weird thing because you know you're never disconnected, and I know I'm never disconnected. But sometimes when I'm really in the 3D, I feel like I don't have that energy to jump up to that level, to meet them in their energy. And I'm not receiving any like pings, I call them pings, or thought processes that would lead me to think that I have to go write something down. And so you feel very disconnected, but there's still other ways of connecting with you. So then that's when they connect with you through songs, because you don't have to meet them to do that, or they connect to you through clouds. Or I actually just had, for my birthday, I went to the store and I came back and I opened my car door, and there was a beautiful dragonfly wing sitting in the center of my seat. And that was a birthday present from Ramses. So there's other ways they can do it. But when you want that connection up here and it's so clogged with 3D stuff, you have to unclog it. And one of the ways you can do that is you can ask your angels, your guides, and your teams to unclog those channeling sections for you. You can come up with a something saying like, I am a clear channel. I am unclogging my channel. I am a clear channel. And those things will all help unclog it, because it'll calm you down, and then use some of your breathing. So it happens to all of us. It's not like even the big channelers out there. It happens to all of us. But the thing is to know that you're in control. You can totally get back on the bandwagon anytime. And sometimes it's time to be in 3D. It's okay to be in 3D. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned. I don't always need to be connected. I don't always need to be knowing where I am doing what I'm doing on all these different nows. I don't need to know that. But knowing that I can connect whenever I want, that's the difference. You are never disconnected, but sometimes you can choose just to be in the 3D, and it's fine. It's not a bad thing. And then other times you can choose to connect to the higher energies and get your messages. And that's perfectly fine too. You don't have to feel like you have to be in both worlds all the time. I think that is the biggest message that I've learned. So Ray says, I think I was really in lack prayer mode lately, asking for help and guidance on the topic, which is really deep and confusing to me, and getting pretty much nothing back. And I forgot my part in needing to tune in first, and how it doesn't have to be hard or tedious or really take a long time. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. And that's so true. So true. Even if we ask, sometimes we're not picking up on the signs or the answers because we're not meeting them. We're not meeting them halfway. And then we get frustrated, but it's just something that we just don't realize that we're not doing. But once we realize it, then we can completely fix it. We can completely fix it. And a lot of times, especially with me and my teams and my guides, I sometimes expect to have things done a certain way, or I want the answers to come a certain way, and they don't, because that's not the way they're meant to come. They're meant to come a different way, and I'm either pushing too hard for a specific way, or I'm not realizing that the answer is there, but it's just in a different thought process or form than I wanted it to be. And I think that's a really good way to look at things too. And that helps all of us grow. So yeah, I'm really glad that you brought that up. So yeah, I don't know. Should we keep going or should we end it? I think we can probably end it. It's 1:05. And just because, you know, the 4/4 portal technically was yesterday on 4/4, doesn't mean that you can't access it now, because here in my now it's 4/5. It doesn't quite work that way. In the human thought process, it might, but you can tap into those energies anytime you want, because there is really no such thing as time. So the portal is still going. It's still wide open. It's not like just a day thing that's like going to shut off because, you know, it's the next day now. That's not really how it works. So if you want to tap into it, just put yourself together, come up with your affirmations, what you really want to focus on, how you want to better yourself, how you want to expand, and then start with your stretches and your breathes and your breaths, and yeah, start that way and send it out to that portal, and it will come back to you like tenfold. So think positive right now, because with these portals, it's not like just it's not like people can use these portals for just positive ways. I mean, there's all sorts of people out there. So if you are particularly down, find something to bring you back up. Do what you have to do to bring yourself back up, because that's the energies of the portal you want to harness. You don't want to harness like the depressive, anxiety-ridden energies, right? So yeah. So she says it's 4:05 on 5/4. Oh, perfect. See, perfect. 4:05 on 5/4 on my desktop right now. I love it. I love it. So I want to, I've been having light language, galactic language all day. And I want to give you guys a blessing and attunement. So I recently got another DNA upgrade. When I first started getting DNA upgrades, I took them really hard and I was exhausted all the time, whatever. But now I'm adjusted to where I know I get them because I'm still sleeping a little bit extra, but I also get my dots. I have these Palladian dots that actually come in on the back. And so anytime I get those, I have one that's like healing right now, because they kind of itch, and then I like pick at them. But I know that I get DNA upgrades when those come in on me. And so I just recently went through, and you guys are all getting upgrades too, and everybody is a little different. So you might not be getting the same one as the next person next to you, because it's all on your own timeline. And essentially that's one of the beautiful things about being human. You guys can choose what you want to happen to you in this life, including, your upgrades and your downloads. And do you want to receive a download? If not, it's going to be stored up there until you're ready to receive it. It's not like you have no choice. I mean, that's the beauty. That's one of the beautiful things about being human. And the other beautiful thing about being human that I think people forget is the ability to love and to feel and to have your own thought processes. And I mean, there's just so many wonderful things, like to touch grass, to breathe in the air. It's just like, if you've ever stepped outside barefoot on the ground, I mean, that's like a specifically cool human thing. I mean, there's so many wonderful things that people, I think, forget about because we're so tuned into go, 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 and we're just switched on to autopilot. And so take this time to remember who you are and to remember what brought you joy. For some of you, it may be something that goes back to your childhood. If it's like an old childhood program, like watch your old childhood program. There was this program when I was little called The Gargoyles. It was like a cartoon, And we recently found it and we started watching it, and it brought back so much joy because as a kid, I connected to them, and it was just so wonderful. And you're able to tap into that moment in that now, in that memory. So when we talk about time not being linear, that is one example of how you can tap right back into that moment. And that's almost like jumping timelines, where if there's something like a song or something from your childhood, and you can remember that exact moment you heard that song, or the exact thing that happened, with it, that is kind of sort of like jumping timelines. And that can bring you right back up, because you feel that innocence and that joy in that moment of what it feels like to be a child without all of the mess and the heaviness of being an adult. And so use that to your advantage. I can't stress that enough. That's find that childhood wonderment again. Like my grandma and I used to sit on the end of the dock and at night and under the moon and stare up at the stars, and she would teach me the constellations. And so for me, that brings me so much joy that I just get teary-eyed sometimes, because it's such a happy moment, with my grandma. And use those, especially in this time, because you're not only that are you pulling from that energy of innocence and love and happiness, but you're also pulling in that high vibe energy from that now. And that with this portal can just be wow. I mean, that could take you from 0 to 10 in just a couple seconds. So that's something really powerful that you guys have. And people don't really think about it that way, but use it. It's in your arsenal. So use it. Okay, enough of me talking. I could probably just talk all night. So my hope for you tonight is to give you love and give you peace and give you hope and give you clarity and give you the pieces needed so that you can connect to your heart center. So that you can rise up through this moment in history, through this now, use the tools that you have, like the portal, like your memories, things that bring you joy, to use it for your expansion. Because just like the Black Death turned and gave us the Renaissance, or just like we've had these other horrible things happen in our planet's history, it's always turned around and brought us something amazing that we wouldn't have had this not happened. So I want to give you guys a new perspective on this. I want to give you guys a different way of looking at it, because remember, if you look, this is a really good example. If you look at this right now, you see a cylinder, right? But if your only vantage point is this, right now you see a circle. You would never know that there was a cylinder attached to it. So think about this. Think about this example. It only takes a moment to view things from a different perspective. That is how you learn. That is how you grow. That is how you that is how you can master this life, being here as a human in this human body, is by looking at it from different perspectives and realizing that all perspectives are valid, but which one are you going to put your energy into? Which one are you going to choose? So that is my blessing for you guys. And I want to give you guys a light language blessing. I feel like there's going to be some codes in there too, for helping download and integrating this a little bit easier, but we'll see what comes out. Utaka asa tu shahana, katia kwa puuta, naliaso ku shashayasana, niata asa liotu, bushashaya no uosatiatoko, na atia kupi yashoko. kala ana shahasatia sonana, iata apo ku utiasat, nialu usha bojoja anat, yak und inka ant suut, dala huopo usha ku instaka ant, iaka uta usha kanasata it, tiaku umpushuku ua. Mapuha si tiasha ionoto, kula a shuku umasi ia shukupia. Naya ta uana sata ia sahana la a ku uposhu. Pipia ta I ni isutu nunumuta dia ina asut kia ashu buoka ant. Dia ka ant uk upata ku utaka. Dia ko osha tika ana ta ono to kia tutu dia ta ko ol ana dia to kana ka kia ka tutte to kana tata ka te tunu tata dia tata na ka ono to dia ta ko no tata dia ko no to dia ta ana dia kika na to dia ta ko no so dia po ko osha dia ta ko ono dia ta la dia ta ko ono to dia ko sho dia sana dia ko la sha ka ono to dia ta ani tutut kia tutu no dia ta kania ta ta ni ta und dia kala asanda ti ku upuchi ko na tu pia ko to ta asu ku la hana ku ushutia ta uasa hana hasatia to ojune jaja oza ku asha tu buhu hana ha ba so tu dia ko na und int and dann und int und der Grund und der Kanale atotika und ik und am ink und ja shorto ku osho ho ya hisi du oba ana su ut bu ujo anati kula ahana ya zum ku ujnanta tatsas ya hokia ka ana na ya sat ba aha isa I ut ik und mahana sale ya do bujo adu ko oshana ka dia tot ane dia tot dia Pukushia Hanasala Aneda Diasono, Bashadia Suush of Shunia Sani Autiopica Ola Adiata Sanitiata, Bushan Siana, Dudiana le Atiata Ticada, Yesatia Bushan of the Hushatiata Sanatiata Diat Goat, Babiashu Ursata Hanasatiata Anala. Nasiana Usha to Hukupushihasa, Hiahon Udo, Hokia Hopa Aka und. Yes, of the theater ko obolo ujok oda iana iana a nadio oko oshnia aseta a ko ola hana setiata unshi inka unk it inda ut it anta it und int anta it und int anta it und int anta it anta ta si washtu kiekala ansetiata undiata Papia hunisio shu o shaina satia ha hayata ha hier ku ya haya huta nia sata ashu uali uana sata ya pupule asana diato shu Namaste. Okay, love and light to all of you, and I wish you well with this portal, and I will keep checking back in and see what's going on, and if I get downloads and upgrades and whatever writings and stuff, I will I will do my best to get on here in a timely manner. So yes, that was lots and lots of codes. Oh, so what was your vision? What was your vision? If you want to share, you don't have to share if you don't want to. I kept hearing you have the sun at your back and the moon in your front, or you have the sun at your back and the moon at your front. All right. Namaste, everybody. I love you guys very much. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Take care of the planet. And we're going to get through this. It's going to be just fine. And rock your bad selves. Okay. Use the portal and work through your expansion. Okay. Now is the time. So much love. Oh, here we go. So the vision was a new way to keep sharing light language with my child who needs to be exposed to it a bit more. That's awesome. I absolutely love that. I know a few other kids who speak light language, and like my desire at some point would have them all be to get together and on like a Zoom thing like this, so they could all speak together. And if there was kids who have been exposed to it but don't quite speak it, that they could be there too, and the kids could just be kids and and speak their light languages. And I would love to have that happen at some point. So yeah. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Have a great night. Much love.